In Nigerian football, it is gradually becoming, the more you see it, the less you understand, as the Nigerian Football Federation has decided to submit Kwara United as the fourth representative for the CAF competition that will be coming up next season. You know, we have the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup. So Kwara United will be the second team that will be representing Nigeria in the Confederation Cup come next season. And with 18 days before the first leg of the CHAN qualifiers against the Black Satellite of Ghana, the camp for Super Eagles Team B is yet to open here. You heard that right. So that's why I said the more you see, the less you understand. And let's quickly take a trip to Ghana. And in Ghana, of course, AITEO has opted for Abu Dhabi as the camping ground for the Black Stars ahead of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. You know, the competition is around the corner now. Of course, AITEO opted against Doha. He said he prefers the facility in Abu Dhabi for the Black Stars of Ghana. And again in Ghana, a prophet is talking about the 2022 World Cup. He's saying Ghana will win that competition if. So later we'll be letting you into what that if means. And with me in the studio, I have our usual suspect. My name is Olafemi Ashalu. Welcome to Nigeria Superfans Forum. Kayode Ogundare and James Agberebi are in the studio. James, Kayode, you're welcome. The league season is back, and of course, we've started monitoring the performances of our African stars.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here. Hopefully, we'll have a nice time.
James?
Yeah.
Arsenal started the season on the bank.
Let's hope that...
that's why you're looking so bright today.
Signs. Maybe at the end of the day, we'll win the league.
Eh?
You heard me right.
Even Kujadeta will tell you, no, don't say that. Okay, yeah, let's get started. The Nigerian Football Federation has decided, before we thought it was a speculation, but now it's been confirmed, has submitted Kwara United as the second representative of the country for next CAF Confederation Cup for next season, while the Federation Cup is on. So why did you even start the Federation Cup in the first place, James?
Maybe in a way they are trying to tell the club that the pre-season, helping them to prepare for the next season. Maybe that's
with the AITEO Cup.
That's the whole idea of the AITEO Cup now. That's what I'm thinking. Because when I heard the story, I was like, these people, they started a game, but which one is this? I even saw on their social media and Kwara United, they were celebrating, you know, they were very happy that they were playing in the continent. It just shows the kind of football house we have in this country. We have square pegs, we have people who have no business.
Because Kwara United finished fourth in the
I don't understand. Yeah, it's only in Nigeria you hear things like that. I don't even know what to say. It's so embarrassing.
Gentlemen, let's put this in perspective for those who are not in Nigeria now who are watching this program. A good majority of those who are watching this program are not in Nigeria, even though some of them are Nigerians in the diaspora and other Africans. The league has ended. Kwara United came fourth in the league. The FA Cup, the AITEO Cup, which is the FA Cup, is still in progress. I think they're in the round of 16 now. Yet, the NFF, the Nigerian Football Federation, in its wisdom, decided that Kwara United, which finished fourth in the league, should go and represent Nigeria in the competition where the winner of the FA Cup should have been.
Yeah.
So, now that the competition is still in progress, you don't forget that last time we were here, I was raging. You always try to paint me black, Femi. I said you should mention one country in the whole world where they finish the league before they start the FA Cup.
It's only Nigeria.
Yeah. Now you have seen this absurdity raised to another level, a very, very high level now. Now that same AITEO Cup, the FA Cup, that we even condemned for starting late after the regular season, has now been abandoned. Regardless of the winner, regardless of who wins, already those who are going, the person who should have benefited from that competition, it doesn't matter anymore. Kwara United now will now go and represent Nigeria in the CAF Confederation Cup. Femi, this level of absurdity, I said it the last time, you think I was being personal. This FA, the Nigerian Football Federation, under Amaju Pinnick, has been a disaster, a total disaster. And I hope, Femi, I do not hope, I pray that we do not come across this kind of administration again. Never, we should say never. All Nigerians, all lovers of Nigeria, all lovers of football, of sport, should pray In fact, we should organize a fasting, Femi, a 3-day fasting and prayer.
We'll
that
some Ghanaian,
yes,
Ghanaian pastors.
we should pray that we do not encounter somebody like this again. And this leads us into the next election that is coming up shortly. We should make sure that anybody remotely or directly connected with Amaju Pinnick or who has served in this disastrous administration should never go near our football again.
Some people they've already tipping his first vice president to succeed.
Femi, wait and see. The field is more open than it used to be because of the changes that are being done to the statutes. Now they cannot have it their way again.
Sorry to cut in. The elections will be coming up next month.
Yes.
But we heard that some of those statutes have not even been perfected.
They will be, because this has presidential backing now. Thankfully, thanks to the Minister of Sports, he has ensured that those statutes have been changed. And I'm sure that he will make sure that they see it to a logical conclusion, that it has a legal effect. Once it does, they will know that they have nobody. Femi, this is absurd. We are the laughing stock of the whole world.
We are.
How do you do things that way?
FA Cup that was supposed to go with the season.
The FA Cup should be played a week after the league.
When clubs are
a week after the league.
Proceeded on pre-season.
Now you are saying, okay, let's. We even agree. We give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's play it at the end of the season. Yet, you decided to. Don't forget that.
Sorry. Do you know why NFF did that?
Please tell me.
They are trying to I don't know. They are trying to save themselves of some shame that is already out there in the open. The CAF Confederation Cup draw holds tomorrow.
Now, let me now tell you something.
You already knew when the draws will take place.
You have answered your own question. One, then two. Femi, don't forget that this absurdity didn't start yesterday. It's not starting with Kwara United. And that's why I want us to observe Kwara United. They do not have any blame in this.
Just favored.
Last season, you know that we did not play the FA Cup at state level.
Yeah.
They just unpicked teams to go and represent the individual states.
Yeah.
Who does that, Femi? But when that one happened last season, we thought that was the height of it. Now we've seen this. Next time there won't be any AITEO Cup. The AITEO Cup is the oldest competition in Nigeria. Now they have turned it into an inter-house sports competition.
Maybe even most cherished, because it used to be the glamour of
Nigerian football. It is because of the giant killing prowess that you see teams. It throws up teams every year. The last time we saw a small team do big things, I think it was Smart City of Lagos, a non-league side that they went all the way to the national this thing. So for me, if you kill the FA Cup and your league is not doing well, then what are you so pretending, Femi?
If you ask me, I think I thought we should even distance themselves. They should dissociate themselves. I'm sorry to say, but I think because when you're saying AITEO Cup and this is happening, an international brand being associated.
Femi, let me make a confession. When I saw the news yesterday, I could hardly sleep till today, till this morning, because I kept turning and I was asking myself, where did we get this wrong? How come in Nigeria, a country so blessed, will have this dunderheads for as in charge of our sports?
The same year that we failed to qualify for the World Cup, the same year that
oh my God,
our girls have one of
Femi, I don't want to say inappropriate things on air, please.
James, currently now in Ghana, there is a problem with Elmina Sharks. They've taken the GFA to court because remember that Ashanti Gold were thrown out of the league.
Yes.
Now, Elmina Shark expected that ordinarily, since Ashanti Gold have been relegated,
they should retain their status.
Yes, because they finished as the team with the best point, but got relegated. They should ordinarily take Ashanti Gold's position. But the GFA said no, there's going to be a playoff. So that case is already in court. The court has not decided on it. Now, if we now have another case in our hands where the eventual winner of this AITEO Cup now says, NFF, I'm going to court, because ordinarily
this should be the profit, because there's no cash attachment.
Of course. So ordinarily, this should be the compensation for me. Do you think we might likely see a legal issue in our hands?
It's possible, because what's the essence of playing the AITEO Cup? At the end of the day,
just playing without
that's what I said. It's like the whole thing now is about, it's like a pre-season for the teams. But you know, at the end of the day, you're not going to.
That's a very, very interesting point you have here about teams taking up their legal options. Yeah. But you know what? I will even do better or worse, depending on how you see it. I will advise all the clubs currently paying to just pull out. Seriously, Femi, what are you playing for?
See, this is the same league that coaches are now scream, they are wailing that they do not have contracts.
I do not have a problem with that, Femi. Sorry to cut you short.
Why?
If a grown-up adult is going to be engaged, if I'm going to engage you, when you got here, you signed a letter, a contract, so to speak, to work here. The terms of your contract are spelled out. So now, if you decide to work without a contract, and at the end of the day, I promise you 200 naira, at the end of the day, I start paying you 80 naira, where do you go to? Who do you shout for? You understand? So adults should be adults. You know where the problem is? These people know what to do. I have always said it. I tell some players who are close to me, get a lawyer. The fraction of your income that you want to give the lawyer will not kill you. The lawyer will help you. When you are signing a contract, get a lawyer to look at it. I was, a few years back, I saw the contract of a player who was supposed to go to one country in North Africa. And I told him, you know what, I'm not a lawyer, but I know the rudiments of law. I did a diploma in law back in the day. So I said, this will work in your favor. Although you see, it's the money aspect that you are looking at the back, at the bottom of this thing. You are not looking at the fine print. You know what, let's go. I called up a colleague, a friend of mine who is a lawyer. I sent him that particular document, and you know what? He just circled that place like that and said, no. When I see you, I will explain. I showed it to him. I said, do you see this? Let's go and see him. We went to see him. The guy explained. He broke down everything to him. He refused to sign the contract until that clause was changed. So, see, there's sometimes you have to do some things to save yourself enough stress. Get a lawyer. If you have a lawyer will insist that you have a contract.
I agree with you, but the point I'm trying to make is, what about the organizers of the league ensuring that this is the protocol? If you can't follow this process, you are not ready to be a club.
Femi, in a situation where a father decides to be irresponsible, the son will hold himself responsible to make sure that he gets the best out of life. So in that case, you know that the LMC or whatever would not be responsible to do what they ought to do, because all of these are in their status. They will not do it. Now you will now cover yourself. They call it CYA in business terms. Cover your ass. You cover yourself by making sure that you have a good. You make sure that you have a very good contract. And when I say good contract, I'm not saying you should have a multi-billion contract. Even if it's 10,000 that they're going to pay you, make sure that you are spelled out, covered.
Okay, we can't get enough of the Nigeria Football Federation, James. 18 days before the first leg of CHAN qualifiers against the Black Satellites of Ghana, no camp.
Are you surprised? You said it over and over again.
No, last week, assistant coach Fidelis Lechuko came out and said, hopefully it's going to be this week. But this week has not been this week.
Yeah.
James, I don't know. Now I understand why Kayode is really boiling. But
The thing,
how else can he get back for us?
And start saying the same like broken record. It hurts. Because we all know what the right thing to do. At the end of the day, we just keep doing the opposite.
Were they sleeping? Was it that the individual, the secretary, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, does not keep the calendar, or there is no money to prosecute some of these projects? I do not understand.
We keep doing the same thing and getting. Maybe they think if they do it like this, they will get a different reach. I don't know. You are going to play against your bitter rivals, and nothing is even on the ground.
Even if you are going to play ants and cockroaches, James, you should prepare better.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
It's not about Ghana now. It's about us.
I know. I just want to the importance of the game. It's like they don't even care that whether it's Ghana that they want to play. They just feel they're about to play anything.
This is the same federation that has been tasking you, say, Pesere, about developing the league.
Look at has been going about, watching
yes, before the season ended.
Like 3 games. It's not like 3 games. But I don't know how long.
It was in Kwara. It was in Uyo.
The league we organize here is a farce. It's a joke, Femi. Let's not deceive ourselves. It's a joke. It boils down to the individual ingenuity of the players wanting to make a life and meaning for themselves. And
Japa at the end of the day.
Yes, they just need that platform. So when people say the Nigerian league is this, it is not what they think. Because a league where a player, I've been around Femi for a while. A Nigerian league player should decently earn enough to take care of himself. But you know what? All of these players you see on TV, you see them play. When you are close to some of them, the kind of things they ask of you, you will be ashamed. They will be asking you for recharge cards, asking you for money. Femi, I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility. These are players that we should be looking up to. but they are the ones looking up to us.
Where their colleagues in Europe do not even know what to do with money.
Because they do not pay them. So that's why okay, when they now invite, let me give you a very good example. In 2017, during the World Cup qualifiers, I was in New York, I was in the Eagles Hotel. I was with a player, Europe-based, in his room. He was roommates with a Nigerian, a home-based player. I'm not going to mention names. Do you know that as much as my friend tried to be a good person, this feeling of inferiority was so evident, because in their room, there's a rack where you put shoes, boots, everything. While my friend from Europe had like about 8 or 10 pairs of boots lined up. We're going to play only one match. The other guy came with just 1 pair. And he was telling me, of course he was telling me in Yoruba, please bros, help me to tell your friend that he's not going to go with all of these boots. So I just laughed. I was like, maybe you guys are roommates. Tell him. I said, no, he will listen to you more. At the end of the day, this other guy was like, what are you guys saying? And I said, this is what he wants. You are wicked. You are wicked. Why would you have 10 pairs and somebody has one in our life? And I say, he can have now. You understand? That feeling of inferiority is already established. God. So when these players, they defer to each other, they know that this person has money, this person is better than I am. Materially, not on the pitch. So Femi, these are the things that causes it. In the Nigerian League of Europe, before in the 90s, in the 80s, players are well fed, they are well kept, they ride the best cars, they carry the best women. Yeah, because they have the James finds it funny. Because they have the right, they were paid well.
If you are a Nigerian and you are a fan of Nigeria Super Fans Forum, you are free to express your anger in the comment section. What do you think about issues that we have raised? And you can also help us to prefer solutions, because right here we do not even know what to do, because the people in charge appear not to even know what their responsibilities are, even though it's being spelled out. Like, when you take a job, your responsibilities are clearly defined. Theirs were also defined, but it seems since no one is checking, free government money to run things, then nobody cares. Let's quickly go on this break. We'll be back to talk about Ghana's preparation for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. We told you about Odorado picking Abu Dhabi as a camp for the Black Stars, very close to Qatar. And of course, the Prophet speaking regarding Ghana's participation at the World Cup. He said the Black Stars will only win the competition if a particular player who is a former out-of-work player is in the squad. But unfortunately, Odorado didn't pick him. We'll be back to discuss all this. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and it's still Nigeria Super Fans Forum. Of course, we are still discussing issues regarding football in Africa. Before we go to Ghana, let's really talk about Napoli president, Napoli owner, talking about Laurentiis, De Laurentiis. He's recently said that he will no longer sign African players in his club, except they signed an agreement that they will agree not to participate at the Africa Cup of Nations. And CAF, it's really generated a lot of outrage on social media, particularly from Africans. But CAF they've also released a statement regarding that, and they called that a comment irresponsible, and they are looking for some sanctions for De Laurentiis, which I know will never come. He owns his club, he can do whatever he wants with the club. But again, I think that brings us to the issue of what we can do regarding AFCON, what we can do regarding the calendar that we play our Africa Cup of Nations. James, I'll start with you so that Kayode can relax. He's really been angry with the NFF. Let's talk about De Laurentiis. He actually said that in an interview, in a Wall Street interview. And there are a lot of reactions, bad reactions, a lot of people saying, but I think to a large extent, sometimes, I'm sorry, when people call us Africans some names, we really get angry. But we do not sit back to look at it. These names we are being called, maybe people from that continent or something, it could be derogatory. But sometimes we need to sit back and look at how we run things. Do we really match up sometimes? Now, some people started bringing suggestions online. Some said CAF can ensure that 2 countries host a particular AFCON, ensure that the stadium is closed. Somebody said if this thing had been happening in Europe, they would have looked for a solution. But let's not look at the comment, but let's look at what solution we can bring to solve this issue, so that at least we can have some calendars with that of Europe. Instead of playing in January, we can play it perpetually maybe in the summer.
Well, I don't know. I think this takes me back to when Saya 2 was. I don't think we ever had it this bad. I'm not canvassing anything for him, but
it was always in January, and
it was always ever since I started following the AFCON.
Yeah.
It was always in January.
Yeah.
So I don't know when we started having the likes of Ahmad, Mosepe. I don't know. Things have just been going
back and forth
south anyhow. I don't understand what's happening. For the statement the man made, in a way, when you look at it, you can't even blame him. You know, when you don't put your house in order, these are the kind of
course
things you continue to hear. The 2023 AFCON was supposed to be in Côte d'Ivoire. It had to be shifted to 2024.
The date, yeah,
because of rain,
bad weather.
And I don't know. So until we put our house in order, you continue to hear different things, negative remarks. You all remember what club said. Small tournament. Even though you try to play it down. So they don't take our competition serious until we make it. You can't just put down the AFCON. It's a major tournament in the world. If you win the AFCON, you are guaranteed the place in the Confederation Cup. That's how important the tournament is. So it's now left for us who owns the tournament to sit down and map out how to make this tournament. You know, very, very. It's a very interesting tournament. They follow it around the world,
of course.
You know, but it's just the way the arrangements and the setup, everything today. They're trying to fix the date in early part of the year. Later, you start hearing, no, they are shifting it. You know all these things. And one thing you need to know: Europe is the maker of football. No matter how you try to make the AFCON look very important.
Even FIFA knows that.
They know that the maker
that is where the box even come from.
That's part of the thing that led this man to come out and make this. For what he said, he's trying to run his business. Well, you know, when you have a business, you want to make sure your business succeeds.
He said
they might come out and say that was part of the reason why they didn't win the Serie A last season. Because at some point they were very close to the top. Then during that, when the AFCON kicked in, the Osimhen didn't go.
He lost Koulibaly and Anguissa.
Anguissa went. You know, so they might come out and say that's part of the reason why they didn't win the league. So, but you can't even blame these guys. Though the statement was very harsh, was too you know that before you sign an African player, they come out and sign that they were not going to play the AFCON. I mean, that was very harsh. But at the same time, we have to still sit down, look at the way we run our tournament, so that we stop hearing things like this.
I think
is it like NFF, like CAF?
No, really. In fairness to Mosepe and Ahmad, trying to bring the competition to June was their own way of looking for solutions, because January is like the halfway of the European season when things are getting serious and clubs are reluctant to release their players. So they felt, if that was how can we solve this? Let's take it to the European summer, which unfortunately is at the height of the rain season in Africa. So they've tried it, it didn't work. They had to shift back to January, February, which was like going back to square zero. See, as long as the bulk of the best of African footballers are based in Europe, will continue to have this problem. Luckily for South Americans, they do not have this problem because their own season is aligned with Europe. But the European summer is not our own summer. It is our home rain. So that's where the problem came from. Now, what I think we should... I am not surprised De Laurentiis is saying this. He's Italian.
I know a lot of managers, a lot of club owners and presidents feel the same way.
Yeah, he is Italian, Femi. See, why the rest of Europe, you have close-set racists. In Italy, it is very, very blatant. If they can be racist chants against Balotelli, who is a full-fledged Italian international, who plays for the Italian national team, if they could chant racist chants at him, then I'm not surprised they are doing this to other to Africans. So for me, it is not about what he's saying. It is not about who is saying it now. It is about what he's saying. So I want to divorce the two. We have a real problem on our hands. Like James said, he's a businessman trying to do business. He wants to win the league. He has paid good money for these players. But then you cannot run away from the fact that these players also owe allegiance to their countries, because it is the countries that make them. If they are not good enough, you would not sign them. As a matter of fact, clubs look for players who have played for the national team.
So what do you think? What do you think can be the solution?
See,
people are saying we can have closed stadium.
How? So that there won't, because of the rain.
Because of rain.
How many African countries can afford that?
That is one.
Some people said let two contiguous countries host the tournament so that
so if they want to host now, they will make specially built stadium. Femi, that is running away from the issue. The issue is, for me, the way I see it is, for now, we do not have a control over the weather. We do not have control over the weather.
And national teams also do not have control over their players.
That's the point. So what I think we should be looking at seriously now is engaging these clubs, engaging them, that you agree that this competition is not, luckily it's not every year. You understand? The other option is to make it once in 4 years, which is disastrous, which I do not support. Yeah, I do not support that. Since it's not an annual competition, it is biannual. So when
the time comes, when the Nigeria is come, you still release your players.
That's why I said engagement.
Yeah.
What I think CAF should have done, instead of releasing that statement is good, standing up for Africa.
Irresponsible.
Yeah, but what I think they should have done is engage UEFA, engage the clubs, because the clubs also make these players better for Africa. It is not the players that leave Africa that we get back. They make them better, no doubts about that. So we should try to engage them. And they are trying to run a business. So we should engage them. Let them see the reason why they have to come back and play for their countries, for African countries. Now, Femi, I do not see any other solution apart from that.
And when the players even go to play for AFCON, the club still keeps paying them.
Right? That's another thing. Maybe they could now agree that, okay, the period when they are supposed to be at the AFCON, the national team should offset that payment.
National team that even some of them will still be owing the players, even their normal match bonuses.
I was very young then. I believe you watched the AITEO AFCON. I think I heard something like the late Stephen Keshi was
being flown private jets.
Yeah,
it was. He worked, but you know what that created? The fact was, some people felt he was being treated specially. Now, it's not everybody that had the kind of importance that Keshi had in Anderlecht in 1988. He tried something similar 2 years later in 1990. That was why he missed the 1990 edition. He also said, you know what, I will try and come. He was registered for the competition, that I will try and come, but I cannot stay. I will come and play matches and go back. But, everybody felt, Femi, that for me may not be the right solution. So our players in Stoke City now, they will fly them. Our players in Azerbaijan, they will fly them. It's not everybody that, them, we had very few players in Europe and they played for some of the biggest teams. Anderlecht was one of Europe's biggest teams at that time. Not now that we have
almost a regular team
now. So I'm not sure that will work anyway.
So it's very difficult to come out and say
just engage the clubs. It's not about fighting. Engage the clubs. Let them see why it is important for these players to come. There's nothing that you cannot talk about.
So I mean, maybe CAF should engage some Ghanaian prophets. I think they see a lot of vision. So maybe they can provide some advice. Just as that takes us to the next story. This prophet Telvin Sowa, said he saw a vision and he saw that Benjamin Afutu, a former Hearts of Oak player, will lead Ghana to victory at the 2022 World Cup. But unfortunately,
amen.
you understand, you can relate. This is not the first time we are hearing this.
Yeah, you took that out of my mouth, Femi.
Yes.
Somebody already said that, I think that was Amposa, that Ghana will win, provided they wear the white. So now there is a clash of prophecies. Or it is a confirmation of prophecy that if they wear white, and they at this boy place.
The ultimate is there is a confirmation that Ghana
will win the World Cup.
Will win this
okay, so but in order to make that prophecy come true, one, they must wear white. Then secondly, they must play this Benjamin Afutu must be in the team.
Yes.
That's not too hard to arrange.
Quickly, let me read what the prophet said. He said, once again, I saw the same footballer carrying African Cup and World Cup silver medal for Ghana. He will be the face of Ghana football and carry the Black Stars to World Cup finals. Starting from December, some doors will begin to open. And from there, an attempt by satanic authorities to sabotage him with knee injury will fall in one of the matches, which they will win 3-0. He who has ears, let him hear.
Starting from December. By December, the World Cup will be over now.
But see the prophet. And he said, he who has ears. You know that statement is a very strong statement.
Femi,
if you read the Bible.
I'm just pointing out something from what you read now. He said starting from December, and by December, the World Cup would have been over.
Yes.
Femi, let's get serious. Some of these things, it's good. I do not like to. I do not like to mock people's belief system.
James, a man of God.
Femi, I do not like to mock people's belief system. That's what he believes in. I hope the Ghanaian authorities are not taking him too serious. And I'm sure they are not taking him serious because we've read about the preparations they've made. They've gotten a training base, a base camp already. I support what Otoado is doing by deciding not to camp in Qatar at the moment, from what you've said, because it takes the team away from distraction, from the spotlight. They are in a neighboring country where they can train in peace, outside the distraction and spotlight.
Because of the facility.
The facilities are facilities are there. No doubt about that. But more importantly, if they go to Doha immediately, they have very good facilities in Doha too. The Aspire facility is there. But the truth is, they will be under the spotlight. Keep them in Doha, keep them away like he has done now. Let them train in peace. Then but the only problem I have now is so far we have only heard about one training game. We should be there for them. They should be looking at high-profile games. They should get a FIFA match agent who can organize, who can get them games. Ghana, they are a big country. They have good players who play in Europe, so it should not be difficult to get to line up friendlies for them.
James, as we round up, I know that Ghanaians, they'll be watching very keenly the September friendly between the Super Eagles and the Portuguese national team, because remember, they will play Portugal in their first Group 8 game. What do you think? Yeah, a good one. Big opportunity, which I was very happy. I feel to give them an idea of what to expect from Portugal. Yeah, exactly. You know, playing against our kind of football with Ghana is almost similar, but not the same. You know, so but it's a good one for them. At least they know that Portugal will play a very strong African team they knocked out in the qualifiers. So playing them, they will have an idea of what to expect when they face Portugal. And I think this will be the second time we're playing Portugal. I think they met in 2014 and they lost to Portugal. So it's an opportunity for them to. Yeah.
And quickly, I think that's good thinking by the Portuguese. They are looking for teams that have similar playing style with Ghana. Yeah. And you know, that was what we were saying the last time. That Ghana should. It was Pesero. We are enjoying Pesero. Whatever. That's why I said by Ghana should also be looking for teams that have contrasting styles, the same similar styles with Portugal. Look for an opportunity to have a match with maybe Spain, because they stay in the same Iberian Peninsula. Then look for others like Uruguay, South American team. Look for a team in Asia like Japan. Japan is always ready to play African teams anyway. So there are a lot of. They won't get anything. There are a lot of options there that I think we should be looking at. Hopefully, things will work out for Ghana. I sincerely wish they succeed at the World Cup. Okay, last words. The two training in Abu Dhabi, hopefully to put the players in shape. Now, at least at that time, you have the Naki Williams, the Tariq Lamptey, and the rest of them. Hopefully. Okay, guys, thanks for coming once again on the show. And for you, thank you always for being there for us. Remember that your comment, please indicate where you are reaching us from and issues that we've raised regarding African football today. What do you think? Particularly in Nigeria, what do you think about the NFF just handpicking a club to represent the country in the continental competition? And 18 days before we play Ghana in we can say, Africa-based AFCON for the home-based players, no camp at all. The camp has not opened. Even the coaches do not even know when they'll be called to camp. Meanwhile, Ghana has played 2 qualifiers. They're already in top shape. What do you think about these issues? What do you think we can even do? And that's Ghanaian prophet. What do you think? Second prophet coming out to prophesy that Ghana will likely win this 2022 World Cup. Hopefully, it will be a joy for African country to win that tournament. Don't forget to continue to subscribe to our channel. Please share our videos. Any other issue in another country that you want us to talk about regarding football in Africa, please bring it to our notice. My name is Oluwafemi Ashalo. Until next time, keep watching your African stars. The leagues across Europe has begun. Bye for now.